Hey, man.
Hey.
A few weeks ago, we were sent a goodie bag
Yeah, we
of
were.
sorts,
Yep.
a gift box of dash cams and accessories
Yeah.
from the team at Nextbase.
Yes.
And we did a little video to kind of compare and contrast the different models.
Yeah, kind of like a unboxing or kind of a
Here's what we were
awareness.
sent. Yeah, here's what we were sent, and here's what they do, kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of spread them out
Mm-hmm.
amongst our families
Mm-hmm.
and spent the next couple of weeks playing with these things and getting a feel for how they work.
Yeah.
And that's what this video is.
Yeah.
So we'll share our kind of opinions and findings of the Nextbase Dash Cams.
Yeah.
Before we do that, just a quick reminder, subscribe, share, whatever it is that you want to do, like to do.
Yeah.
Any of it helps. So
You can hit that bell thing, let you know when we have other videos come out.
We put out videos and shows about 6 days out of the week.
Yeah.
So a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but it's usually all tech related or gear related.
Yep.
And it's all stuff that we're into. So we think you'll be into it as well.
Yeah.
So subscribe to that if you want to find out more.
Yeah.
So the Nextbase cameras, we were sent 4 models.
Yeah.
222, 322.
Yep.
522, 622.
Correct.
Now each of those has different capabilities such as screen resolution.
Yeah. Recording resolution.
Yes. Screen size.
Mm-hmm.
Can the screen be touched?
Right.
How does it sync?
Yeah. Certain GPS features.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, they are all similar.
Yes.
They're all going to record, the dash of your car.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got a couple accessories that let you record other things too.
Yeah. So you can record, for instance, if you're a DoorDasher.
Yeah. Or an Uber driver.
Something that you want to kind of keep track of, what goes on in your car.
Yeah.
There is a module for kind of the in-cabin.
Yep.
What's going on. Then there's also a module that plugs in to give you like a rear view, which will kind of record or put a second camera in your car to record what you would kind of see in your rear view mirror.
Yep.
And then there's another module that, not a module, but actually a unit that plugs in with a cord.
Yeah.
That you can run to the back of your car.
Yep. That adds a camera for a rear view camera.
Yeah. So I played with the 522,
Mm-hmm.
and my son has been using the 222.
Okay.
So he started with the kind of, he's an 18-year-old. I offered him a dash cam, and he lit up at the idea of that.
Yeah.
He's like, Dad, I've got so many bad drivers on the road.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like one day something's going to happen, and it's not going to be my fault.
Right.
And
the idea that you can prove that is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And for me, it's also peace of mind of, hey, now your driving is being recorded.
Yeah.
So maybe if you're one of those
Yeah.
idiots on the road, this might cause you to kind of think a little bit about,
Sure.
I don't want to be the one at fault here.
Sure.
So I went with the 522, and I've been using the module for recording kind of like what the rear view mirror would see.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any modules. He's basically got his to where he starts his truck and starts driving. He records it. He doesn't have touch on the display.
Uh-huh.
It's just kind of like hey, I just need something so that I have a dash cam.
Yeah. That I'm covered in case
Mm-hmm.
of something.
So his only runs about 129
Okay.
for the 222.
Yep.
Whereas the one I've been using runs about 259.
Yeah.
So mine records 1440. His is a 1080. I can also do 1080 at a higher frames per second.
Sure.
You can also tap the screen to take a picture
Yep.
if you want to. A little bit bigger screen. What else? We have enhanced night vision mode, which looks a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting
Mm-hmm.
how that works. Bluetooth connectivity, whereas his does not.
Mm-hmm.
That's not something that I've necessarily needed to use or wanted to use.
Sure.
And then it also has one other feature for like the quick link. I believe it's how it will automatically connect for Wi-Fi.
Right.
If I want to back things up.
Sure.
So I find these things to be really easy to install.
Very easy.
It quite literally take it out of the box. I think the biggest thing for me was, okay, do I go with this suction cup mount? Or do I go with this kind of more permanent adhesive?
Sure.
Put that in there, plug it in, put the other end into the car adapter or cigarette adapter, and memory card.
Yep.
And then it's,
that's really it.
What language do you want it in? What's your region? Do you want to? And these are all things you can change over time.
Yep.
Do you want it to timestamp? Do you want to put the license plate in for this so that you know which, for whatever reason, if you're turning over the footage?
Right.
Do you want to capture separate video files if you're doing both cameras? So I've really enjoyed these, and I don't have too much personal experience with other brands of dash cams.
Sure.
I've got some friends that have had some, but everything I've seen when it comes to Nextbase, we've got a guy that did a real thorough review of the 622 at one point for us. Seems to be like one of the first names when it comes to dash cams.
Yeah.
What's your experience been like?
Yeah, so I took the other two models that we got. I'm using the 622, and then my dad is using the 322.
Okay.
And so those both have a touch screen. The 622 has a little bit bigger, it's like a 3-inch screen. The 322 is like a 2.5-inch screen. Both Bluetooth. The 622 is Bluetooth 5.0, so it was really quick to connect and use that. The one difference the 622 has is the what 3 words functionality, and that was something that I really didn't know much about. I remembered the name of that technology, but basically what it is everywhere in the world is divided up in, is it 1 square foot?
I think it's a 3 meter square.
Okay, so a 3 meter square is tagged to these 3 words, and that lets emergency responders. This is a technology and a workflow that is recognized all over the world.
Yeah.
So that if there's a problem, the dash cam will say, "Hey, there's an accident at Balloon Lake Red or something," and it will, that algorithm pulls up, this is the exact location that is saying.
Which is way better than just saying it's on this road.
Yeah.
Or even a mile marker.
Right.
Because you've still got so much distance to the next mile.
Right.
Or 1/10 of a mile. But if you can drill it down to, here's where they are within a 3 meter square.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So the 622 does have that, and there's nothing special to do to activate that, or it's just on when you power it up.
Yeah, because it's not their service.
No,
it's a kind of a universally accepted solution.
Yeah.
To the problem.
Right. So yeah, and then for the additional accessories, I'm using the in-cabin module in mine, and that's it. I did take the hardwire kit. We did get a hardwire kit if you want to wire it directly into your vehicle instead of using a cigarette adapter.
Yeah.
But I haven't used that yet because since we're just testing it out, I wanted to kind of see what I thought of it before I decide to. Spoiler alert, I'm going to hardwire it in. So I really like it. The other thing that you have to do when you set up the camera is install the install the My Nextbase app.
Okay.
And set up an account so you can have your all of your access to your library of footage.
Right.
And so that was very easy to do. Basically, you download the app, open it up. When you're in your car, it will see a camera in range. It'll connect to it, and then you can set up settings, like you said, whether you want the camera to have 2 separate files for the in-cabin versus the dash cam, what resolution you want to set it at, how long you want the clips to record at. You can set it for a minute, you can set it for 2 minutes, you can set it You can change the sounds.
Mhm.
I have it set that if I hit a bump, it will make like a coin noise. Almost sounds like Mario. And it's just one of those things that you don't really think about. What it's done is make me notice how bad the roads in Ohio are.
You're getting coins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've collected
You got
45 cents today.
a lot of one-ups.
Yeah.
After a day.
No, but just little features like that. You can set up, you know, some kind of night vision settings and certain things like that. There's a lot you can do in the application. It's very easy to understand and very easy to set up.
Right.
The resolution of mine is 4K, and I find myself when I look at the screen going, the sky does not look like that.
Yeah.
When I'm driving, it looks the image in the screen looks incredible.
Right. And part of that also comes with there's like a polarization.
Yes.
With the lens.
Yeah.
And then I think that's in two. Yeah. So the 522 and 622 have built-in polarizing filters.
And then there are filters you can get for the 322 and the 222 as an attached filter.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because if you're driving towards the sun, or if you're driving, it's raining, all those things play differently on a camera.
Absolutely.
So this is going to give you a better capture of that. And it is kind of weird to, even on something that's 2.5-inch screen to think, are we really recording at 1440 and getting 30 frames per second?
Right.
So I imagine with yours doing 4K, that seems really high.
Yeah.
But that is something that, you may want.
Absolutely. Because of resolution, if heaven forbid there's an accident I'm in, you have that resolution to be able to zoom around that image to kind of see any information you need, whether it's license plates or, if it's in the distance, was that a red light or was that, things like that. For, what's the purpose of the dash cam is really to catch that information so that it takes away the need for an eyewitness or something like that. It just beyond the shadow of a doubt, here's what happened. Yeah. Peace of mind, really, is what it is. The other thing that this offers, I just had it and I lost it. I don't know what else I was going to say. So it has a auto on feature.
Yes.
So when you have it plugged in through your cigarette adapter, most cigarette adapters are powered by the vehicle. So when you turn your vehicle on, it powers your cigarette adapter. Some cars have them where they're always on, but each car is different. This will also has a battery in it. Will store some charge so that when your vehicle is off, if there's motion in front of that camera, it will turn on and start recording. So if you're parked overnight or somewhere that you don't normally park, it will record any kind of movement. So in case there's any sort of break-in or anything happens around your car, you can get that kind of footage too. Yeah, which is cool. It threw me off at first, though, because there would be times where I would get in my car in the morning and the dash cam was already on and recording. And I would go...
Are you walking to the car?
Yeah, it was me walking to the car, and I would go, oh, no, was this thing recording all night?
Yeah.
Has this been on?
Is this going to start now when I turn the key? Yeah.
And I was concerned about that. And no, it's an auto-on feature, which is a nice thing to have.
Yep. And one other thing to point out that the 522 and 622 have that I don't really use, but for some people that's their full ecosystem, is Alexa support.
Yes.
So there are a handful of commands that you can use with Alexa in the dash cam. Yeah. These all pretty much take up about the same amount of space. Yeah. They're pretty low profile. Yep. You kind of tuck it up behind your mirror or in that area. You almost kind of forget. You become blind to that. Yeah, and they don't impede sight lines. Yeah. Of course. So it's kind of like a nose. Yeah. When you think about it, it's there. Right. And you see it, but you forget it otherwise. Right. So real quick, just to wrap up, what would you say recommendation wise, for the 222, you're starting at about $130.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you recommend something like that for?
222, I think, is a great thing for a new driver.
Mm-hmm.
The ability just to have that peace of mind as a parent of
Mm-hmm.
just, hey, I can see, even down to where you've gone.
Sure.
I can see where you're driving to, and I also can see habits of driving. If I really want to look through that footage, I can see, what's it look like when you come up to a stop sign or when you come up to a stoplight or,
right.
Things like that. How are you weaving on the highway? How's your stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. Now it's not going to give you, a completely clear picture because you don't necessarily know how fast they're going.
Sure.
Things like that. But I think that, 222 for 129 is a great starter cam for somebody that is starting to drive, for peace of mind for parents. I also think it's a good one for kind of fleet drivers.
Sure.
Somebody that has a company that, maybe you have a couple trucks out on the road.
Mm-hmm.
You can have, keep a track of all your different drivers to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
You step up to the 322 and add the enhanced night vision.
So right now on their website, it's only $10 more.
Right.
And at that point, when you kind of compare the two of them, you're picking up touchscreen
Mm-hmm.
immediately for $10 more. You can touch that screen.
Right.
Why wouldn't you?
Right.
Normally it's $170, so there is a bigger jump normally.
And you have Bluetooth then, and the
Mhm.
quick link Wi-Fi. I mean, there's a lot of features you get for just $10
Just
more.
for $10 more.
It's kind of maybe the better option.
Yeah.
But if you're really, trying to save money, the 222 is going to do a lot for
Mm-hmm.
you, especially if you've never used a dash cam before.
Right.
But yeah, and then as you get up into the 522, 622, those are just, you're paying for resolution.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, the camera recording quality and the resolution. The other thing, if you're somebody that drives professionally, whether it's a, maybe it's Uber, your full-time gig is Uber, or,
Mm-hmm.
You're on the road as a truck driver or something like that. That 4K resolution is going to be huge.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the 3 words.
Yep.
I think that's a technology that is, honestly, it's just an incredible technology.
It's really cool.
And that peace of mind to know wherever my vehicle is, wherever this is, you're going to be able to find it.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like, it's kind of like the little black box in the plane, right?
Yeah, right.
So,
and other things to remember outside of the 222, you also have those modules.
Yeah.
That you can plug in.
Yeah.
If that's something that you're looking for, that extra capability.
Mm-hmm.
Right now for $10 more, that's one of those features. Now I can do the dash cam,
right,
or the rear view mirror kind of camera. So,
right.
Yeah, I would say what you're saying in terms of use case and users right in line. And these are the things that they don't degrade over time.
No,
these are kind of like hey, I only have to purchase this one time.
Yeah.
So if you look at it and go, well, I don't know if I'm ready to drop 200 or, up to conceivably $400 just for the camera, consider that it's a one-time purchase.
Yep.
And it can go to different cars. It isn't like this is now stuck, to the one vehicle that you have.
Yeah.
It's not something that's going to get a lot of wear and tear.
No.
You're not taking this thing down, messing with it. There's not any pieces and parts you're going to kind of be messing with.
It's not outside your vehicle.
Yeah. So you're going to treat it well by not touching it at all.
Yeah, essentially.
For the most part.
And it's made to stick in the window. So it's made to be in the hot. It's made to be in the cold.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those, you set it and forget it.
Yep. So those are Nextbase's different dash cams.
Mm-hmm.
They have one other model kind of right in the middle, but we didn't take a look at that one.
Mm-hmm.
I would certainly recommend the brand.
Yeah.
I've been more than pleased with the different cameras.
Yeah.
The modules.
They look nice. They're sleek.
Mm-hmm.
They don't look like a big camera in your dash. It's
curvy enough.
Yep.
That, curves where you don't, it could be a big square.
Yeah.
And I would still be okay with that.
Yep.
But it looks Looks nice.
Yeah, looks nice. The app is really easy to use. The app interface is very user friendly, and it's very easy to find the footage that you're looking for and all that kind of stuff. So Nextbase, for me, I think like you don't have much experience with other brands, but from what I've seen from Nextbase, there's a reason they're one of the top names in it.
Yep. So that'll do it.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast.
Thanks for listening.
We appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, feedback, concerns, comments, anything, shoot us an email at podcast@AndroidGuys.com. We'd love to hear from you one way or the other. Luke, if someone wants to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
I am on Instagram and Twitter at Luke Gaul, Gaul.
And I'm on Instagram at Scott Webster and Twitter as SWebster77. Until next time, thanks for listening.
See ya.